on Purroducts Central.
How about I show you...
So you looking at me? Are you threatening me?
...how I make a scratching post that looks exactly like this.
It's not true. That's impossible.
You cut carpet like an idiot.
Idiot!
Get down.
Now your nice hardwood floors won't get damaged. There you go. There's your base.
Think this is a game? You're too young to train here. End of story. Now quit wasting our time.
Let's get catty.
Meow.
And now the conclusion.
All right, so what we need to do is we need to mount this in my little spindle thing. That's the technical term for it, of course. Now to do that, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take my center finder. I'm going to do that. Mark there. Mark there. Mark there. And hey, look at that. There's your center. There's center right there. I'll do this side. That, kind of like that. And we'll get Mr. Drill and we'll pop a hole in it. Don't die. Now, you're probably wondering, does it really matter that you're dead center? Well, not really, but we're going to be mounting this in here, and as you spin it around, you don't want it to be off center because it's going to do this. Now, while we're here, I'm wondering, could this be a telescope? Hey, look, I can see your aim.
Stop that! Stop that! Stop it! Stop it!
Okay, so let's mount this bad boy. It's like a manual lathe, I guess, right? So we lock it into place. Spins nice and freely. Notice it doesn't wobble. Good, good. Now, that piece of carpet that I cut earlier, let's get Mr. Measuring Tape here. That's 14, that's 13 and a half. Now, interesting. One moment. I like to keep scraps like this around for various reasons. Actually, there will be a video on what I actually would use something like this for. Think of something that's about that round, and yeah, you'll see. You'll all see. So what I do with stuff like this is I can get a really good idea as to how much carpet I'm going to need around. So measure like that, use my thumbnail as a very accurate measuring device. Do that. Now I'm going to measure the length of this, which is 13.75. Good. Now, some of you are probably saying, well, Rob, I mean, simple math. You measure the diameter and times it by 3.14. What's the problem, right? Believe it or not, it just doesn't work that way with posts sometimes. Sometimes you think you got it, but as it turns out, maybe the post is slightly oblong. I stopped doing that a long time ago because I stopped having any faith in that. I'd rather measure it this way, and then you get a perfect cut every time with the carpet. So if I knock off 1/4 of an inch from this, then we should be good. But I won't do that yet. Okay, so first what we're going to do is, how much do we have to work with here? Because we've got 13 and a half. So if you go, let's say 9 then, yeah, so 9 inches. Okay, so now that we got our piece, we are going to measure this way. And we're going to do 9 inches, which is going to be right about there. And then we're going to cut it justly. Make sure I like to keep it. I know people who cut carpet for a living are probably just dying right now watching me do this, but too bad. Now I will roll this stuff up like this. This kind of just loosens it up a bit so that when you wrap it around your post, you're not going to have too much of a fuss. Notice I keep it straight like that. I know that I've got these pieces the same way. So I will, this is going to be the top side. And I'm going to need my staple gun in a second here, but just want to dry fit it, make sure that it's not going to look stupid. Okay. Now, here's the trick here to make it wrap as nicely as possible. Do that, and you get a perfect fit. Perfect. Hey, look at that, I ran out of staples. Isn't that fun? Let's try that again. So, roll it. Make sure it's even everywhere. Fire a staple in. Good. Now we can do the rest. And then I give it a little taparoo.
Give it a little tappy. Tap, tap, taparoo.
Just to hide the staples, if there's any carpet bits, whatever you want to call it, the string, the binding string, I guess you can call it. Make sure that's out. There, now you can't even see the, and look at that, I got a sliver, isn't that fun? All right, now the other piece, we'll just roll it. There's a step that I've actually skipped here that's, I would normally just have done, but, okay, so where the seam is, you're actually gonna wanna mark that with the pencil. And then for this side, probably be around here. That way you know where your seam is when you go to put your rope on. Now I'm leaving about 1/4 of an inch from the bottom of the post here. The reason for that is when you go to put it on the base, you've got a little bit of play, little bit of room to play with. You'll see. Right, same thing. Roll. Now it's nice and tight. Believe me when I say this. You want to hide the seams if at all possible. If you want a good looking product. Hey DeWalt, if you're watching, I don't think I'm supposed to be doing that with your stapler. I don't think it likes that. Anything's a hammer, you know, if you can swing it. Right. What do we do next? Well, we're going to put the rope on. And I think that's going to be kind of a video montage of speed because that's boring to watch. But I'll explain it to you as I go. So, here's the rope. We'll start it off here anyway. So, we've got the rope. We know where the seam is, so we want to kind of put the rope starting where that seam is. Pop in one staple, pop in another staple, give a taparoo. Now the fun part, hot glue. All right, you give that a little snugness. Do a nice pass here. This is just getting it started off. It goes a lot quicker after this. Okay, then I take my stapler. Now notice it kind of, I don't know if you can see this very well, but it kind of waves a little bit. So if you give it just kind of a tap, it'll straighten it out just a bit. Good. Now, I need a glove. Let's get me a glove. Now I can promise you that sisal rope, when you get a sliver from it, you're gonna hate yourself for forever because it's just not a good feeling. All right, let's get into this. You'll notice I'm covering about 2 inches of post with rope before using my staple gun to tap the rope tighter together, and then running a bead of hot glue to hold it that way, and then repeating the process over and over until I get close to the end of the bare post. I position the staple gun on the table to visually mark where I made the last glue job so I know how much to wrap next. Now, once we get close to the end here, you're going to want to start gluing like pretty much regularly because you want this to be pretty rugged towards the end. Okay. And I always do this for the next time I use the rope because future me will appreciate that. Now here's the trick to make this get a little cured faster. Don't hit yourself in the head with it because if it's still hot, you're going to get smacked at high speed with hot glue, and guess how that'll feel? Awesome! Okay, now that I've done that, you're going to want to hit it with a couple staples. Cool! There. So now I will show you what that looks like. There we go. Got a couple little hairs to pop off here. Not a big deal. Just get rid of them before they come up later on and they annoy you. There you go. There is part of your scratching post. So, just so you don't get confused, put a T on there for top. And let's put a carpet piece on top. Good idea. Right, so I've taken a scrap piece from what I used here. I'm going to put this right here. I'm going to magically reappear with a marker. Bam! Marker! Now what we're going to do here is we're going to cut. Oh, and by the way, I'm using the cut-off piece from this piece. That way you've got the exact same size piece as your trace. Now, I need something to cut on because I got to do some cutting. Luckily, I've got a billion pieces of scrap plywood. All right. Thank you, sir. So, we're gonna put this on here. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to do a little dry fit, make sure it looks good, and it does. So we're going to make sure it stays there, right? Yeah. Pop it, some hot glue in there. Let that sit for a little bit. And what we're going to do, we're going to hot glue the rest of it. Huh? Just like that. Now, we're not done yet. We're not done yet. Got a couple more steps here. Just want to make sure that that hardens. I know some people say, yeah, you got to wait for that hot glue to dry. No, that's not how that works. It's not drying, it's hardening. It's solidifying, if you will. Okay, now, we're not done yet. I think I said that already. Now what we gotta do is we gotta actually run a bead of hot glue all the way around, blend the carpet together. It kind of makes it look like it's somehow one piece of carpet. So I'm just basically pinching it together. See if I can make it so the camera can see me do this. But needless to say, I've done this a million times, and I guess I burnt myself 100 times. You will too. Hot glue does that to a person. Anyway, there you go. Now you can't see the seams, or at least not to the point where you can notice anything. It literally looks like somehow you've got a carpet cap on top. Now, the fun part, we got to put this on the base. Let's make that happen. Right? Yes. Oh, hello.
Hello.
Okay, so we have the base. What we're going to do is we're going to use that scrap piece, and we're going to do some basic checking or savings. I don't know which one you want. So we got 10 1/4 there. We got 10 1/4 there. Oh, that was a good guess. So we're probably going to want 10 1/4 there. And it's about right there. Let's make sure it hasn't moved. Perfect. Okay. So now that we've centered it, we take our marker and we draw right on the carpet and cry because we did it wrong. Just kidding. I've actually made that mistake, and yeah, that sucks. Good. Now, unfortunately, this is charcoal gray carpet, so black marker on charcoal gray carpet is going to be fun to trace, but good. And then we give it a cut. You want to cut just outside the line, pretty much, because the carpet wrapped around the post will compensate. There you go, done. We almost knocked over my water. Nice shot. All right, let's get all the carpet out. Now we're gonna get our hot glue gun, and we're going to give it a quick glue job. All right, we're almost done. 2 more steps. Right, so I'm gonna use 2.5 inch deck screws, and I'm gonna put pretty much right in the middle. I'm going to punch a hole using the screw so it doesn't go in the table. The whole point of that is so I know that there's a hole on the other side, so I know exactly where I'm putting screws in. Okay, so what we're gonna do is, because I'm a one-man operation here and I can only do so much, I want to overhang this and put the post on, but of course, if you overhang this, it's gonna fall, right? So, because I've got a special project table and I'm a special person, we're gonna do this. We're gonna put a clamp right here. And that's gonna hold down my project. This is a project table, and this is a project clamp. Okay, good. So we're gonna put the post here. Make sure that there's no debris sticking out. I'm gonna make sure that there's no carpet or lack of carpet. Looks good, happy with that. I always like to know where's the staples, okay? And yeah, let's pop some screws into this sucker.
Let's do this!
First screw is gonna go straight in. Okay, now here's the trick. You're gonna want to put one screw straight in, actually on an angle, towards this screw. Spin it. Right about there. The whole point of going in on an angle is so that when the post reefs back and forth when the cat's scratching it, no matter what direction that post gets pulled in, there's two screws that are going to want to go in a different direction. So I don't know what the engineering term is for it, but it's way, way, way better than putting all the screws in straight, because then they all bend the same way, flex the same way, and then yeah. Notice I'm gonna knock out, a little bit of wood sticks up when those screws do that. Okay, one extremely, extremely solid scratching post. But we're not done yet. We need to put a logo on this sucker. All right, so we've got our Purroducts Central logo on one of my not patented tiles. So what I do is I take a little square and I kind of put it about an inch in, and then I just sort of center it up like that, put it in the corner, take my Dr. Kniffy, and then I use it as a template to cut the carpet. Generally, if I'm asked to do a project that I don't like, I probably am not going to put my logo on it. Unless for some reason they ask me to put the logo on it, which that'd be weird. Why would they want that? All right, get all the fluff out of the way here. Now you grab some wood glue. Come on. Just very, very professionally applied glue, obviously. And I'm going to slide it in. You're going to work it in. Make sure it's in the right spot. Pretty much like that. Maybe press it down, make sure it's nice and tight, nice and snug there. Then you're going to take the hot glue gun and you're going to give just a little bead all the way around here. Just to make sure. If you enjoyed this video, please comment, subscribe, and click that bell, and you'll get notified for new videos when they come out. Thank you for watching, and have a nice day.